Aurangzeb and his lesson. Any doubts there? If not, we are coming to the next part where Bahadur Shah Zafar and his sons being arrested by Captain Hodson. He was the Mughal emperor in Delhi and he was arrested after the war and he was facing. Then afterwards, any doubt means ask. Okay, don't annotate on the text. You have to go through. But if you are having any doubts, I think you can read it now in your mobile or a laptop. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, after that we have seen East India Company comes east starting from 1600 till when Queen Elizabeth has given the charter. We spoke about it. Now we have explained about what is mercantile. That's a business enterprise that makes profit primarily through trade, buying goods cheap and selling them at higher price. That is what is the mercantile means. In this way, the East India Company made a lot of profit. A lot of profit they have made. And till 20 minutes, I don't want anyone to talk to me or give me any chat or anything like, because that will be a disturbance. After 20 minutes, I'll give you time to talk to me. If you are having any doubts, that you can speak or even chat also. Now, after the royal charter given by the Queen Elizabeth, even though there is a charter, that's why one country, but other European countries, that is already we have seen, Portuguese, they came to India in 1498 itself in Calicut through Vasco da Gama. Already we spoke. Then afterwards, the Dutch people also came. Then the French came. All these people were having their own interest in what you call as the Indian, what you call selling of things, mercantile. So they wanted to buy things. What are the things that they wanted to buy? First thing is that of pepper, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon. All these were in great demand in the European countries. So in there, what we can see is a lot of competition was also there. A lot of competition. So the European companies uh, simply raised the rate. And what they have done is uh, everyone wanted to buy. For that, they were buying things, and what they wanted, in order to reduce the rates, they wanted to eliminate the rival competitors. That's what they were trying to do. Then in the first part, you can see the fighting between the companies started. Then what happened? They have uh, planned to sink the ship of other countries, and they blockaded the routes, prevented rival ships. These are things that happen. Then trade was carried on with arms. Trading posts were protected through fortification. So they built a lot of forts there. Then whatever they are able to, they wanted to get the profit. Then afterwards, we have seen East India Company begins trade in Bengal. especially there was a factory in Hooghly, they established in 1651. Then we have seen a royal edict, that was Farman. Already we have seen a royal edict, a royal order was given that the Mughal emperor Aurangzeb gave, granting the company the right to trade duty free. Then afterwards, what happened? Actually, only the company was given the privilege. So, but and after that, every Englishman wanted that freedom to them. They don't want to pay any duty. This was a big issue for the Nawab of Bengal, Murshid Quli Khan. So he protested and uh, they fought with, or they stopped them from selling things. So the things, local boats were bringing goods from ships in Madras. So this was given there as a picture. Then afterwards, they started fighting. So how trade led to battles? So first it was what with the Mughal emperor after the death of Aurangzeb, Murshid Quli Ali Khan, then Alivarthi Khan, then Sirajudullah Khan. All these Nawabs, they wanted to be strong rulers. They refused to grant company any concession. So then naturally there was what you call some battle between the people. That is, the first battle is Battle of Plassey. In 1756, Alivarthi Khan died. Sirajudullah became the Nawab of Bengal, and the company wanted a puppet government. Then what happened? But he was not ready. He, with the help of 30,000 soldiers, went to the factory of Kasim Bazar and defeated the Englishman, disarmed all the Englishmen, locked down the warehouse, and also blockaded the ships. So, Charan, what happened? Then he marched to Calcutta to establish control over the company's fort there. Then from when the English fell in Calcutta, they sent somebody, that is Robert Clive from Madras, to reinforce the naval fleets. Then negotiations happened in 1757. Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajudullah at Plassey, Second War. Then what is the reason for that? The defeat of Nawab was that the forces and he was defeated, and the reason for the defeat was his own army people. The captain Mir Jafar cheated him, and they did not fight with the British. They simply escaped that. So what happened? Sirajudullah was killed or defeated. And the reason for that is the promise of riches. We have seen a lot of money was given to Mir Jafar. More than that, Mir Jafar was given the Nawabship also. Then we have seen what happened is the Battle of Plassey. Robert Clive wrote to the principal secretary of the state of English monarch that it's a very large sovereign country, and if you do a business with a mercantile company, he was flattering. I flatter myself that there will be a little or no difficulty in obtaining the absolute possession of these rich kingdoms. I already told you there were 650 countries, and all of them can be taken by the company. That's what he was telling. Then, after the defeat of Plassey, Sirajullah was assassinated. Mir Jafar became the Nawab, and company was not planning to take over the responsibility of administration. Then, but they wanted to expand the trade. So they wanted to get the help of the local rulers who are willing to grant privileges. Then they don't want to take the territories as such. But they found out that uh, in order to, if they get some permissions, it's not enough. They thought that they could get the administration of this country also. Then when Mir Qasim, or sorry, Mir Jafar, Hatif, don't do that. Anyway, I'm revising, you have to listen. Don't do any kind of annotations on the screen. It will be difficult for everyone. I'm just repeating now. You just to see, and I want you to ask me questions. As you are not asking, I want to repeat. Okay, fine. Then afterwards, Mir Jafar was removed, and in the battle of Buxar, Mir Jafar was reinstated. Then what happened? They said that company wanted more money from the Nawab of Bengal. First they asked for 5 lakhs, then they increased, and in 1765, when Mir Jafar died, the company changed itself. They wanted, we must become the Nawabs ourselves. That was their understanding. So 1765 onwards, the Mughal emperor was asked to appoint the company as the Diwan. So he is having the company is having the power. So what? The revenue of Bengal is used by the company. Now, lot of power is there, and they were doing a lot of business. Now they thought that they can be the ruler of this country. This idea came to them during the time of Mir Jafar, and just before that Sirajuddaula. At that time, they thought that they can rule the company. And more than that, the company officials became just like what you call the Nawabs. Just like the Nawabs. They wanted to live such a grand life. And we have seen Robert Clive came from Madras to get back Kolkata. Then in 1767, when Robert Clive returned to England, he was one of the richest man there. That's what it is said. And how much he had, the amount is given there, 40,000 pounds. That is a huge amount. Into 70, you have to count. So that much money he has amassed. But unfortunately, there was a attempt to impeach him. Then afterwards, in 1774, he committed suicide. Amassing unnecessary wealth is not at all acceptable. That's what I understand. I think you also understood that. Anyway, the company officials, all the company officials were not able to make money like Clive. Many of them died in India because of malaria and other diseases. Some of them were killed in the wars. Then some of them were corrupt and dishonest. And some of them wanted to earn enough here and return to England or Britain and lead a comfortable life. Those who managed to return with wealth led flashy lives and flaunted their riches. So these people were called Nawabs. What is that? An English version of the Indian word Nawab. So the British society were ridiculing them, made fun of them because of the lavish life that they were living. And there were many plays, dramas were made, cartoons were made. That's it. Then the company rule started from 1757 to 1857. So some of the important issues that happened is After the Battle of Buxar, the company appointed residents in Indian states, and they were what you call subsidiary alliance was introduced. When any one of the uh, kings die without a male heir, they are supposed to appoint the British as the Nawab of that particular region or the ruler of that particular region. That was the situation. Now, they have to keep a subsidiary force in order to make them to not to get into any kind of problem with other countries. So what happened? They tried to keep an army and they were collecting a lot of money to make the payment for that. With that, what happened at the time of Richard Wellesley? What happened? Because of the subsidiary forces, Hyderabad and Awadh and also Tipu Sultan, all of them were asked to uh, accept the dominion of the British. And we have seen the Tipu Sultan, the tiger of Mysore. He was the son of Hyder Ali, who ruled from 1761 to 1782. Then his son, 1782 to 1799. Both of them were having very good power, very famous, and they controlled the profitable trade of the Malabar coast. And company purchased pepper and cardamom from them. Then, because of their particular way of behavior, Tipu did not like the British, so he stopped the export of sandalwood, pepper, and cardamom through the ports of his kingdom and disallowed local merchants from trading with the English company. So naturally, the company wanted to fight with him. At that time, he was helped by the Marathas and the Nizam of Hyderabad against Tipu. So both of them helped him, helped the company, and Tipu was forced to sign a treaty with the British in which his sons were sent to England. Already we spoke about it. Then 4 wars happened there in Mysore. In the first 3 battles, Tipu was successful, but as his own military people, leaders cheated him, what happened? He was killed in the last uh, battle at Srirangapatnam. If you have visited Mysore, you can see Srirangapatnam with a very good palace there. Then afterwards, the Mysore was started being ruled by Odayars. Then there is a particular toy that is used by Tipu Sultan, toy tiger, and that the British could not cope with his particular warfare, but because of the cheating that has happened, he was killed on May 4th, 1799. Then afterwards, the British started war with the Marathas and some of them, the Pesha, the principal minister, then some of the dynasties, Sindhya dynasty, Holkar dynasty, Gaikwad dynasty, and Phonsley dynasty, all these were um, the rulers of Maratha kingdom. Then in the Maratha war that happened in 1803, they were again defeated. In the third Anglo-Maratha war of 1719, the Maratha power was crushed by the British. Then we have spoken about the claim of paramountcy. We are the supreme. That was what they were telling. A picture of Lord Hastings is given. Then Queen of Kittur. She is from Karnataka. Her name is Rani Channamma. She fought with the British, but she was arrested and killed died in prison in 1829. Then one of her Chaukidar, Rayanna, continued the resistance, and that should be considered as the first war against the British. Anyway, in 1830, the East India Company became worried about the Russia because of the rule that they have established. Driven by the fear of Russia, they wanted to secure their control over the northwest. So they fought prolonged war with Afghanistan in 1838 to 1842. Then Sindh was taken over by the British in 1843. Then Punjab, Maharaja Ranjit Singh held back the company. But when he died in 1839, there was 2 wars with the Sikh kingdom, that is Punjab, and in 1849, Punjab was annexed. Then we have spoken about the doctrine of lapse. Lapse means any country that was ruled by an Indian king, if there is no male heir for the country, it will be annexed with the kingdom. In the beginning, we have seen that was just they wanted to get the administration, they wanted the trade only. Now, they simply annexed Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur, Jhansi, all these, and last one happened in 1854. Then in 1856, company took over Awadh. So they were obliged by the duty. That's what they were telling. Because of the misgovernment of the Nawab. Actually, Indian countries were ruled by the kings in a perfect manner. But unfortunately, they said it. And in 1857, the people of Awadh, on whose name they were telling that misgovernment is there, but the people wanted to fight with them. That's the situation that we have seen till now. And they, which are the areas under British rule. 1797, first one. Then afterwards, 1840. Then you can see in what you call 1857. Because of the war, what happened is the Indian government, the Indian administration was taken over by the British government. In between, we have to see what kind of judicial system, sphere of justice, what happened is there was criminal courts and civil courts, and some were ruled by the law of Hindus, some were ruled by the, or first one is Manusmriti, and the second one is that of Shariat law by the Muslim or Quran. So Quasi was the leader, Mufti was the judge. So that was the situation. And here you can see trial of Warren Hastings already we have seen drawn by R.G. Pollard. So at the time of impeachment, trying for impeachment. Then the rule was established there. Then the company started its own army. This is where we have to reach and continue. Then in the Mughal army, there were only infantry. Paidal, that means foot soldiers. They were on leg fighters. Some of them were given what you call, some of them were mounting the horses and fighting. Cavalry was there. Then archery. Some were using arrows. Then after some time, the 18th century, the Mughal successors of states Awadh and Banaras, they started recruiting the peasants into their armies. Till that time, we know only the Kshatriyas were accepted into the army. From this time onwards, at the time of Mughal emperor, what happened is they started fighting with, means recruiting sipais. Then we have seen muskets. Muskets is a kind of a gun, and matchlocks also is a kind of gun that is used. Then uh, then what happened is a kind of new training is given to the what you call the sipais of India. Then the company wanted to get a good cavalry force. For that, they recruited what you call the peasants, the farmers of the country here. But there was a problem. The I told you Kshatriyas were the only fighters. Then one more thing is when they started using muskets and logs, the guns, they had to use some grease. The bullets were covered with grease. And it was spread that this grease is made out of the pig meat and cow meat. Pig is a haram, a wrong thing for the Muslims. And also cow is not used as a food. It is considered as a godly animal for the Hindus. When they were fighting, what happened is they have to use this particularly um, this grease they have to remove by biting. So what happened? They started a fighting against the British in the year 1857. So we will read about that in the 5th chapter. At that time, I'll explain more about the revolt of, the usage of gun and how they were using. This is the conclusion for this particular chapter. So a company that started as a trading company became a territorial colonial power. That's what we have to know from this lesson. They started here, came here to start trade because of many countries fighting each other, because of the misrule, because of the carelessness of the rulers here. The company became the a colonial territorial power. Now, the trading company became the king of this land. That's the situation in 1857. But the people were not at all happy with that. Then direct rule was established by the company. About 63% of the territory and 78% of the population of Indian subcontinent was under the rule of what you call the British. That is a situation that they were facing. And last part is from here they have collected people from here and started selling them. They were chained and taken to different countries and they were sold out there. Mostly they were taken to South Africa. Afterwards, when Gandhiji started leading the freedom struggle, before that he had to go to South Africa and there was a lot of problem that the people were facing. All these issues are mentioned here. So I think this lesson is somewhat clear to you. Next day we will start with the next chapter. Um, okay, and by this time, if you are having any doubts, I'll give you some time to talk. When the time goes, you can what you call, you can quit. Otherwise, you can ask doubts.
Okay,
Either
sir.
in chat box or directly, you can unmute yourself and ask doubts. Doctrine means any law, a particular idea. Okay, today it is slow because I was showing you the screen, sharing the screen now. It was a revision only. We have already lesson the, yeah. When I am telling the lesson, I will be going faster. Today I was doing a revision for you. That chapter is over for us. Understood? So if you are having any doubts, you can ask. If you don't have any doubts, when the time is over, it will be closed. I am not going to end the meeting as such. Sirajudullah was the Nawab who came after Alivarthi Khan.
Okay, sir.
Impeachment already I explained, no? Removing one from the post when he is not doing things in a proper manner. For Indian president, there is impeachment. For American president, there is impeachment. When they are not able people, what they can be removed. 2/3 majority is required to remove the president or the governor of a state to be removed from their post. For that, it should be 2/3 majority. So it is said that Warren Hastings was not doing proper administration, so he should be removed from the post. That is why he has mentioned it. It is clearly given there now. Removing one from the post. Any other doubts? Okay, next class we will start with the next lesson. Once you read it, means you are attending the class. Now screen is not required, no. Here it is very fine. I'm having good Wi-Fi connection also. Maybe because of your system, maybe. Okay, fine. I think it's over. Nobody is asking. In the beginning only, no. Afterwards, it is okay, no. First 1 minute, there was an issue. Means connecting was bit problematic. Now it is very clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Another 2 minutes time is there. You can use that time. Unnecessarily, why should you waste? I think everyone is clear about what is it. Okay. Anybody wants to talk means you can keep it in the chat box, or even you can raise the hand and ask questions. I'll unmute you. Okay, fine. I think everything is